Part 1, The Crash and the Rescue. The Descent into Chaos. Lieutenant Marcus Valen's fighter jet spiraled out of control, alarms blaring as the cockpit filled with smoke. The Kuckler pirates had ambushed him near the edge of neutral space, their sleek silver ships darting like predatory fish. Marcus had been on a routine patrol, but the pirates had other plans. A direct hit to his engine sent him plummeting toward the planet below. He struggled with the controls, but the ship was beyond saving. As the ground rushed up to meet him, Marcus braced for impact, his mind racing with thoughts of his family back on Earth. The last thing he saw before blacking out was the fiery glow of his ship's wreckage. A strange awakening. Marcus woke to the sensation of cool air brushing against his skin. The sterile, antiseptic smell was foreign, and the soft hum of machinery filled the room. He tried to move, but his body felt heavy, unresponsive. Panic set in as he realized he wasn't in a human medical facility. The walls curved in unnatural ways, glowing with a faint teal light. His heart raced as he remembered the crash. Where was he? Who had found him? The alien medic. Before he could gather his thoughts, a figure entered the room. Tall and willowy, the alien had smooth, lavender skin and large, dark eyes that seemed to absorb the light. She wore a flowing white garment that shimmered like liquid. Marcus tensed, his military training kicking in. "Who are you?" he demanded, his voice hoarse. The alien tilted her head, a gesture that reminded him of a bird. "I am Lyra," she said, her voice melodic but with an otherworldly cadence. "You were injured. We brought you here to heal." A promise of safety. Marcus's mind raced. Aliens saving humans? It didn't add up. Humanity's history with extraterrestrials was fraught with mistrust and conflict. "Why help me?" he asked, his tone wary. Lyra's expression softened. "We are healers, not warriors. Your life was in danger, and it is our duty to preserve life." Despite her calm demeanor, Marcus couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this than she was letting on. He was alone, unarmed, and at the mercy of beings he didn't understand. But for now, he had no choice but to trust her. Part 2, The Healing Process. The Night Web. Marcus soon discovered the extent of his injuries. Lyra explained that he had been placed in a regenerative stasis, his body connected to a web of bioluminescent filaments. These nights, as she called them, were microscopic machines repairing his damaged tissues. The thought of alien technology coursing through his veins made Marcus uneasy, but Lyra assured him it was necessary for his survival. "The nights will heal you," she said, her dark eyes meeting his. "But you must remain still. Any movement could disrupt the process." A glimpse into alien technology. As the days passed, Marcus began to notice the intricacies of the alien ship. The walls seemed alive, pulsing with energy, and the air was filled with a faint, floral scent. Lyra showed him holographic displays of his body, the knights working tirelessly to mend his broken bones and damaged organs. It was both fascinating and terrifying. Marcus had always been skeptical of alien technology, but seeing it in action was something else entirely. He couldn't deny the effectiveness of the knights, but he couldn't shake the feeling that there was a price to pay for this miraculous healing. The first signs of change. One morning, Marcus woke to find his skin tingling, a strange sensation coursing through his veins. He called for Lyra, who examined him with a device that emitted a soft, blue light. "The knights are integrating with your system," she explained. "This is normal." But Marcus wasn't convinced. He felt different, as if something inside him had shifted. Lyra assured him that the changes were temporary, but Marcus couldn't help but wonder what the long-term effects would be. A growing bond. Despite his mistrust, Marcus found himself drawn to Lyra. She was patient and kind, always willing to answer his questions. Over time, he began to see her not as an alien, but as a person. They talked about their respective cultures, their hopes and fears. Marcus learned that Lyra had lost her family in a conflict with another alien race, and he shared stories of his own struggles. It was a strange, unexpected connection, but one that gave Marcus a glimmer of hope in an otherwise uncertain situation. Part 3: The Hidden Agenda. A disturbing discovery. One night, Marcus overheard a conversation between Lyra and another alien. They spoke in hushed tones, their words unintelligible, but the tension was palpable. Marcus's suspicions grew. What were they hiding? The next day, he confronted Lyra. "What's really going on here?" he demanded. Lyra hesitated, her dark eyes filled with conflict. "There are things I cannot tell you," she said finally. "But know this, I am trying to protect you." The truth revealed. Marcus's worst fears were confirmed when he stumbled upon a hidden lab deep within the ship. Rows of tanks lined the walls, each containing a humanoid figure suspended in liquid. Marcus's heart raced as he realized the truth: the aliens were experimenting on humans. He confronted Lyra, his anger boiling over. "You lied to me," he shouted. Lyra's expression was pained. "I wanted to tell you," she said. "But I was afraid of how you would react. The experiments are not what you think. We are trying to save your species, not harm them. A race against time." Marcus knew he had to escape, but his body was still weak from the healing process. Lyra offered to help him, but Marcus wasn't sure if he could trust her. "Why should I believe you?" he asked. Lyra's eyes filled with tears. "Because I care about you," she said. "And because I believe in what we are trying to do. But if you want to leave, I will not stop you." Marcus was torn. He wanted to believe her, but the evidence was hard to ignore. In the end, he decided to take a leap of faith. "Help me," he said. "But if you betray me, I won't hesitate to fight back." The escape plan. Together, Marcus and Lyra devised a plan to escape the ship. They would need to bypass the security systems and find a way to contact Earth. It was a risky plan, but Marcus knew it was his only chance. As they prepared to make their move, Marcus couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. Despite everything, he had grown to care for Lyra. But he couldn't let that cloud his judgment. His mission was clear: get back to Earth and expose the truth. Part 4: The Final Confrontation. A dangerous gamble. The escape plan was fraught with danger. Marcus and Lyra had to navigate the labyrinthine corridors of the alien ship, avoiding detection at every turn. The tension was palpable as they moved through the shadows, their hearts pounding with every step. Marcus's body was still weak, but his determination kept him going. He couldn't afford to fail. The betrayal. Just as they were about to reach the escape pods, they were ambushed by a group of alien guards. Marcus fought with everything he had, but he was outnumbered. Lyra stepped in, using her knowledge of the ship to disable the guards. But as they made their way to the pods, Marcus realized that Lyra had been leading him into a trap. The escape pods were rigged to self-destruct. "Why?" he asked, his voice filled with despair. Lyra's eyes were filled with sorrow. "I had no choice," she said. "But I couldn't let you die. A sacrifice." In a final act of defiance, Lyra activated the escape pod and pushed Marcus inside. "Go," she said. "Tell your people the truth." Marcus tried to protest, but the pod's doors sealed shut. As the pod launched into space, Marcus watched as the alien ship exploded in a blinding flash of light. He was safe, but at what cost? The aftermath. Marcus returned to Earth a changed man. He had seen things that defied explanation, and he carried the weight of Lyra's sacrifice with him. He knew that the truth about the alien experiments would shake humanity to its core, but he also knew that it was a truth that needed to be told. As he stood before the council, ready to reveal what he had learned, Marcus couldn't help but think of Lyra. She had shown him that not all aliens were enemies, and that sometimes, the greatest acts of courage came from the most unexpected places.